Okay, Michael. Michael Farberger said if we ever decided to talk 80s and stuff like that, he would love to jump in. And I figured, well, there's only one place if we're going to talk 80s and stuff like that. And we have to come into the retro game room to do that. So, hello, yeah. So I figured we'd come and hang out. We can always talk about the old games and stuff like that. We can talk about the 80s. We can go over anything like that. But I figured, get some nice color in here. Maybe we'll talk about that. I'm going to be on for quite a while, I think. We're going to do the 2-hour today. We're going to do the 2-hour today. So I figured, yeah, there's all the systems. There we go. Look at that. I sit like this for today. How about that? That way we can get a lot of them. Now, the games I do, of course, keep over completely separate. So they're all down there, a lot of my games. I got spare systems over there. Those are usually I use for trade or sell or whatnot. And I got a lot of stuff in the room. It's just not video games, but there's a lot of cool stuff. So Michael Farberger, though, said he wanted hello, Jiggy. Hello. So Michael had said, let's talk 80s, man. And I was like, okay, well, if we're going to talk 80s, well, we can always talk 80s. I love the 80s. The 80s were a great time. You know, I was born in the 80s. So that's why it was a great time. Glad to have everybody here. Oh, good. Well, hopefully Michael should be here because I just responded to him, let's talk 80s. So and someone just liked it, and I said, let's do it to his comment. So I would imagine Mr. Farberger should be here any moment. Yeah, these are all this has gotten too small. I don't like that I have to stack this one on top of that one, but the Atari takes up a little bit too much space. I don't really use this Nintendo at all. So it needs to be rearranged in here to make some room. But yeah, there we go. And I guess I need to put so I got the Sega Genesis up there, so I don't need the Model 2, but then I've got the Sega CD over there. So I would imagine he just liked my comment. So I would imagine Mr. Mayor should be on his way, hopefully coming to hang out with us. That would be great. There he is. There's Michael. Hello, Mr. Farberger. As requested, sir, you said let's talk 80s. So I'm one to deliver. I loved the 80s, and I figured just for you, sir, if we're going to talk 80s, we needed to come to my retro toy and collection game room. Greetings, live long and prosper, Mary. And I think we come hang out for a little bit. And then if you guys have any questions about any of my little collectibles that I have around the room, I've got quite a bit of stuff that I've got hanging up and ready. More needs to be put up. But yeah, I love it in here. This is one of my favorite rooms of the house. You still have a Commodore VIC-20? Wow, that's awesome. I've got some Commodore stuff downstairs, but I met a guy online on a different YouTube, and he happens to be from Scotland. So that Commodore piece I got, I'm going to work on getting to him. So I figured it would, oh, well, Michael says speechless mode. Ha. And there's some of my games, Mike. I got some of the cool games, all the good games. Everyone remembers the Golden Zelda. You have to have the Golden Zelda in your cartridge. Got the Super Game Boy, so you can play your Game Boy games on the Super Nintendo and all like that. For those who are really, really old school, there's Donkey Kong on Atari by Coleco. That's a great one. Always fun. I got some great stuff here. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I've never played it yet, but I just like it because it's Porky's. And it was really pretty on the cover. It's some pretty artwork, and it's 20th Century Fox. So who doesn't love that? But yeah. So you too. Hello. Well, thanks for stopping in. We can talk 80s. We don't necessarily just have to talk 80s, but we can. I got all the Disney movies as well, the VHS copies. Got tons of extras too. Extras. In fact, everything from here, I got Jungle Book 2, Aladdin's, and Beauty and the Beast needs to be moved down. I only have one. No, I've got a spare copy right there. Yeah, these are all my spare. Okay, yeah, so starting here up is all my spare copies. Oh. Hello, the Heart of Comedy. I love my I love my little collectibles toy room and stuff like that. I love all the cool stuff that I've gotten here. It's just fun to me. Oh, what's up, Zippist? Good to see you. Thank you so much, the Heart of Comedy. I appreciate it. So what's everybody up to today? Is everybody having a good day? I'm going to make a little iced tea for myself right here. Oh, there's Joe. How you doing, Joe? You at work today, buddy? Man, I'm excited. I'm coming up to Ohio in August. So I'm going to hopefully, I know I'm going to be seeing Joe without a doubt. without a doubt. And I definitely would like to try to, hopefully, if everyone's schedule works out well, stop by and at least get to hang out with the Jiggy family for a little bit. It would be like awesome to be able to have me stop by for his night show. That would be awesome. For Jiggy Live at night, that would be cool to stop by and say hi. That would be interesting. I would be so nervous. I don't know if I'd be able to. Oh, all right. And I don't know. I'm going to go live with Joe. I'll bring my computer to hang out with the J-Man, and I'll definitely do something with him. We'll hang out. Oh, what's up, Valadi? Nice. Very good. Glad to have it. I went on to LA Beast, and I saw him do the liquid nitrogen thing. That was awesome. I'm doing very well. So, Joy, thank you so much. I'm supported by many pork products across YouTube, as you should be, good sir, as you should be. Something I am a little sad about, speaking about 80s, is my Game Boy here. I have the original Game Boy, and I'm really sad is because I have to replace the screen. I have no choice. It's not going out yet, but it will. It will, because what happens is it's not so much a matter of resolution going out on the screen. It's the way it was made is they used a type of screen and a glue, and the way it's pressed together. And just over time, the glue it degrades, and there is a time limit until the screen finally degrades completely, at which point I'll have to order the new replacement screen they have, and I'm going to take it to a computer store and have them hard solder it in for me, and then it'll be permanent and it'll work forever. But I'm going to, and I have to keep the original screen. I'm going to keep the original screen. But it's a matter of time. There's nothing you can do about that. You have a mushroom. Well, eat it for both of us, Michael. What was your favorite video game system as a kid? What was your favorite one? What was, I don't know. For me, I think, I don't know, man. See, I was going to say Nintendo 64 because of all the GoldenEye and everything, but I was thinking about my Sega, and when I first got that one, it was like, oh, okay, well, that's really good, but what about the Super Nintendo? Oh, that was great. But when I first got my Nintendo for the first time, that was amazing. I'm not super attached to the CD games, especially the GameCube. I played once or twice, but I wanted it because it's good. I collected Atari, Sega, Genesis. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, wonderful. That would be great, Jiggy. I'm going to come by, man. I would love to come by and hang out with the Jiggy family, even just for an evening to say hello. And we won't stay and bother you guys long. Atari was life. You have no idea. I love my 2600. But I'm starting to figure out I didn't have a 2600 when I was a kid. I had the 7600 model where it plugged into the front. But this one's even better. I love it that it's the old one. She gives me candy and tells me about the good days when she was a pop star. Oh, that's lovely. Wonderful, Michael. Madonna, hashtag Madonna. That's hilarious, man. That's good stuff. But anyway, so what else was great about the 80s? Is your Xbox modded? No, it's not. I did go online and read what I need to do to mod it, and I've got to get my copy of Tom Clancy to go ahead and get that done. But I don't like. The only thing that's modded, though, is my PlayStation 2 is custom modded. So, now, you guys have seen the small PlayStations before, of course. But this one is my modded PlayStation 2, where it's got the built-in screen, speakers, headphone jacks, dual headphone jacks. Of course, it plays DVDs, so you still can watch movies with it. And it's all ready to go right there. And it's actually custom hooked to the top. So this is a solid unit, and yeah, and I can still run it just the same. All you do is that if you want to, you just plug in the AV right there into the back. It does take its own power cord, but that's still no big deal. And it does also have an AV in, so you can hook anything else you want just into the screen. And then it's got a game mode, AV mode, so you can switch between which one you want to watch. So if you do have like a portable DVD player and somebody else wants to watch and not stare at yours, you can actually run the cable to this one and then they could watch it. But just as easily, though, if you were like in a see, I like this. It fits nicely into a backpack, and that's what I like about it. Just take the memory cards out, and you're all set to go. Slide it into a backpack with a controller. Now you can put movies, games, everything you still need. And if you're in an airport, which I love to travel, and I get to the airport early, I can set up, I can play video games, you know, as much as I want. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, so just take a wallet with me of games, and I've got a plethora of games available. But I can also watch DVDs on it because this was a DVD player, which was really nice, and it sold really well for the PlayStation 2 that it was also a DVD player. And so you can watch movies and play games on it. And tell me this, if you were at a movie an airport, and you were sitting and you saw someone bust out a PlayStation 2 and you were like, oh, man. See, I'm the kind of person where I would walk over and be like, yo, can I get on them sticks even if I don't know the person? Tablets, nah, man, tablets to me aren't as enjoyable. I mean, there's something about touch games, but for someone to be able to travel with the PlayStation 2 is easy like that, dude, that would be beast mode. I would be like, yo, that person knows how to travel. I'm sorry, but even tablets nowadays just don't function the same way to me. And I understand that you can buy controllers, and it's just not the same. It's not the same. It's not. And that's what makes the difference. It's just not the same. I would eventually like to set it up by generations, and that would be nice, but I would need bigger shelving. And I'm not really super interested. She's in bed right now, Mary. She worked last night, so she was super sleepy, so she went and took a nap. I'm not interested in the Nintendo Switch. I understand it's got its thing, but I think Nintendo is kind of like the Chrysler of video games. They're innovative on trying new stuff, but it'll be mastered better by another company. But anyway, I just found out there was a Rocco's Modern Life video game for the Super Nintendo. I was watching a little bit of gameplay of it, and it's not very interesting. It didn't look very good. LA Beast Mode. Well, in the Army, we used to say Beast Mode all the time. That was something we used to... That was years ago before I even knew about LA Beast, and everybody used to call it going, man, I went Beast Mode on that one. On my PT test, I'd sprinted out at the last quarter mile. I used to call it emptying the tanks for Beast Mode. And while I was exhausted and tired at that last quarter mile, as soon as I could see the finish line, I could see everybody waiting. It was all right, just dump it and just go into this full gazelle sprint. And who cares? Damn the time. Just run it out and be tired. You've got the PS2, 3, and 4. I've got the PS2 and the PS4. I don't have the PS3, but I really don't know what game systems why I would want it. I might just get it just to have it. But I've got the original PlayStation right here, and that one works just fine. I think the cat wants in. Come on, Pipes. Come on. All right. So, yeah, but the games, I've got all the games and stuff that I like from the 80s and the 90s. And I think that was an innovative time for, yeah, she wanted to come in and chill. What sucks, though, is I haven't been able to even play the Atari because I have to find a TV old enough to run it. Flat screens won't work. It's based on an analog signal, not a digital signal. So those TVs can't interpret the analog and turn it into a correct display. The Nintendo works, but yeah, the resolution isn't as good, and you can't beat Battletoads. You have to play on a tube TV to beat Battletoads. There's just a delay, and there's a part where you won't be able to beat the game with that delay because of it. Of course, though, for those who don't know, this is a Nintendo top loader. Very rare. This is my coup de grace, if you will, of my gaming collection. Others have heard me talk about it before, but this came out for 1 year late in the Nintendo NES life, but it was the superior model, and it was much more compact, similar as was this is, oh snap, it's still plugged in. Okay, similar as this is the SNES 2, which was a smaller version of the SNES. This was the NES 2, which was a much superior model. So yeah, Pat knows about the top loader. So this is my top loader. I got it at a yard sale in 1996 in Fort Hood, Texas. I think I paid $5 for it. And I just hung on to it. I was always doing things like this. And so when you guys see that I've hung on to things for years, I always do. And I knew this one was going to be different because of how well it worked. And I took it to Iraq with me. I took it to Afghanistan. and it worked great. And while everybody was running their PlayStations and Xboxes and clogging it with sand and getting it screwed, this thing was great. Had a nice dust shield. All I did was I had it in a plastic bag. So what I did was I just I had a Ziploc bag, and I put it inside a Ziploc bag, and I just cut holes, taped it back down where everything needed openings, and it kept all the sand out. And this thing went with me everywhere. And then everyone started buying the Duos and Trio system. My brother was at Fort Hood, Texas. Killeen. Yep, Killeen, Texas. I lived there. Lived there for several years. I lived there for several years. I still remember my address on post. It was 6445-1 31st Street, Fort Hood, Texas, 76544. There's that word heavy again. Is there something wrong with the gravity in 1985? Heavy. Top Solar sounds like an old girlfriend. That's funny. He was WOC there? Okay. Okay. Dad was a chemical NCO. He did chemical in NBC, nuclear, biological, and chemical training and defense. So that was Dad's job. My dad was excited when I went into the gas chamber because that was what he would do in the military. And he was like, have a good one. You're going to love it. Far out, man. Hey, thanks, man. You guys stopping on by and hanging out in the game room, man. It's really chirpy. Thanks, man. Let's see. Well, because of LA Beast, since you guys are such fans of LA Beast, I've been hanging on to I have my own Crystal Pepsi thanks to LA Beast. So I do have to say that was a big thank you to him for bringing that back. And I've hung on to some. I've got one for Brad. I've got one for Ash put aside. I've got a spare one, and then the one that will never be drank. And I saved some bottles too because I drank some because I love Crystal Pepsi. But thanks to him, we got Crystal Pepsi back for a short time, and I saved some of it. And as you can see, this one is no seal broken, left for a rainy day too. Yeah, I've got 4, but 2 of them are promised out because Brad and Ash never in their lives got to try Crystal Pepsi. Now, I had a few back in the day when I was a kid. I actually was in El Paso, Texas, and I remember getting a Crystal Pepsi. I was even trying weird drinks back then. Anything that was unique or different, I didn't mind trying as a kid. So once, but if I didn't like it and then you tried to make me eat it again, that's when I got angry because I knew I didn't like it and I don't want that. I know I don't, and people would try to force me to, and that's what made me angry about things like that. Yeah. But does it taste? Yes, it does. It tastes very much different from regular Pepsi. Pepsi Blue. I had Pepsi Blue. I remember Pepsi Blue. It wasn't too bad. We used to take UV vodka in the military, the blue stuff, and you mixed it with Pepsi, and it tasted like Pepsi Blue. What was that? The Pepsi Blue heavy metal magnet? You used to buy the Pepsi Blue or the Crystal Pepsi? Which one, Michael? Which of the sister wives? You got to give me more specifics on that, sir. I know you're just teasing. You mean your wife? She likes the Diet Pepsi. I like the Diet Coke more because it makes me burp. Yep. Now, in my collectibles rooms, well, we don't have to just talk 80s. This is, if you guys remember when the Corvette factory had its cave-in. Oh, the clear, crystal clear. When the Corvette factory had its hole open, if you guys are familiar, check out the sinkhole that happened in the Corvette factory. And a bunch of old, priceless, irreplaceable Corvettes were lost in this museum. And so I took Evie and some friends there to go visit the Corvette Museum. And this is some of the dirt that they excavated out of the hole that they had to open up to get the Corvettes out. So to help pay for the remodel and everything like that, they sold these bottles of dirt with the Corvettes that fell into the sinkhole. So I got some of it, and there it is. I like to taste a little bit of it. Tastes like Corvette juice. So my lip. You can taste the history in it. So there it is. It tastes like Corvette. I feel myself getting 2 more horsepower just by doing that. Let's see. Here's something that's cool. I've got the modem for the PlayStation 2. Hello, Brad. How are you, good sir? So if you guys ever wanted to play online, you could hook this to the back of your PS2, plug in your landline, and you could still go online. Seth Rogen. I don't look like Seth Rogen right now. I got my hair back. Brad gave up on the hair and he cut it. He cut his hair. I work really hard on my hair and he hits it. He hits my hair. But yeah, we were just talking to you, Brad, and I said I've got your Crystal Pepsis put aside. Those are up in the cabinet in a nice, cool, dry place. By the time he gets to it, these are already expired by, this one's coming up on 2 years expired. So, but I'm never going to open it. Never. There's your drink. Yours are in the cabinet put aside. I kept those in a dark place so the sun doesn't get to it. But this is another spare bottle I have of it that I've been hanging on to. But yes, I do have your Crystal Pepsi. I've been hanging on to it for you. Absolutely. And I can't wait till Brad gets to try it. You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I had like 6 of them. And one day I was sitting at the house and I was like, you know what? Damn it. I want a Crystal Pepsi. So I went in there and I cracked one. And I found the most least expired one. And I went ahead and I drank it, and it was fine. It tasted fine. I think I did a video about it. Yeah, I did a video about drinking Crystal. I did do it on video. I was going to open one because I wanted it, and it was drinking expired Crystal Pepsi. And although some people thought it was clickbait, it was not, because I did drink expired Crystal Pepsi. They just assumed that it was older expired Crystal Pepsi. But what are you going to do? All right. What else? Well, of course, if you're going to have, you have to have Pac-Man, and I do have Pac-Man. My favorite Atari game of all times, though, and I saw it in a store, and I had to buy it because this was my favorite game right here. This was the one I was good at, Mega Mania. My favorite game of all time. I could still play this game for hours. I did get the version on my phone. I found an app that had a version of this game on it, but it wasn't the same. It was different, and it didn't move the same, and I couldn't... Oh, worries. No worries, Brad. That's fine, man. Hey, I appreciate you always coming by. It's always a pleasure to have Brad make an appearance. Thank you, sir. So, very cool. Very cool. And I got my Les Superman. I have a really cool poster that I traded Vladdy for of Superman. You can't really see it. That's the poster up on the wall. It's being blinded, but it's Superman. He's standing there in all his glory. But Evie decided to take a marker and draw a mustache and a little flavor saver right there. So I call him, now he looks French to me, so he's last Superman. But he's got the long flowing hair, and I was like, that looks beast mode. Nice blue black hair. Yeah. Jewish Superman. Oh God. You get back to work, Vladdy. You get back to work. What is this thing? Oh, it's the Game Genie. I've got the Game Genie for the Super Nintendo. I've got the Game Genie for the Nintendo, although I can't use it because it doesn't work on the Super, on the top loader. The problem being is that they made it so it doesn't fit. The sides are just too wide. Now what I can do is I can shave. I can get some down and shave it, but if I force it into it one time, it'll be there permanently. But I don't want to do that. It will work just fine on this one though. But what are you going to do? Hold on, I just got a text. I wonder who texted me. Okay, Vladdy. Cool. Sweet. So, yeah, I don't want to do that. Here's something that's cool, though. If you guys have a Super Nintendo, either model, the original one that you probably all remember, or the number 2, and you want to be able to play the Japanese games, well, I'm going to show you right now how you can modify this system to play the Japanese games. No cost, 0 money. All you have to do is you can either do one of 2 things. You can open up the unit. However, though, do know this, that Nintendo has made custom screws. So if you guys want to learn, though, how to make your own tool to open these custom screws for free, I have a video on that. You have to go back into some of my retro gaming, and I was taking apart these systems. All you basically do is take a pen, an ink pen, remove the guts of everything inside of it, take a lighter, melt the tip of it, get it hot, blow it out, and push it into the hole and let it cool. It's going to mold to the head. These are very light screws. They're not put on with a lot of torque. So once it molds to the head of the screw, you just give it a little twist, and it'll come right out. Take it out, put it on the next one, let it click, and then do it again, and you'll be able to open up the lid. But if you don't want to do that and you just want to save time and do it faster, all you have to do is open up this inside here. Now, you see, if you look inside these little tablets, right? Hold on, these little pins. It's in the back, right there. All right, inside. How are we going to do this? All right, so right inside here. Here we go. Right there. You see these little pins here at the back? All right, just above here, right here. I'm pointing to it. There's these little plastic tabs right there that are just protruding out here in the back. Right there. Break that off. There's two of them. One here at this side, one here at this side. That is all that you need to do to region unlock your Super Nintendo, is just break those tabs off. You can get yourself a little pair of pliers, just wiggle them back and forth very gently until they break off. Once they break off and it's nice and clean, your Super Nintendo games from Japan will slide right into the unit perfectly. Won't damage anything. It's just plastic tab. That's all they did to region lock it, was put in two little plastic tabs. So there you go. Now you can unregion free unlock your. See, now though, if I take this Super Nintendo out, which the Sega out, which I think if I just do, I should. If I just take that one out and then I put this one in, then that should open up more room. And I still can't fit the Dreamcast. Still can't fit the Dreamcast. If I took the Atari out and just did Nintendo shells, I might be able to get them all in, and then did Sega. Because let's see let's rearrange some stuff and see if we can make this look cooler. So we've got the Nintendo 64. We'll take that out. All right, Atari. I'm not going to even mess with. We'll do a Nintendo shelf down here. So let's see. We'll start with the original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. And will the GameCube fit? It'll fit on its side. It'll fit on its side. Perfect. Perfect. And then I guess we can just put the Sega Dreamcast up there. And the 2 model won't fit, but that's okay. The 3 model will. There you go. I'm always rearranging my stuff. Now, this is actually probably a better setup. But then again, we got the Sega CD. So that would really need to go in there as well. But the Atari would have to come out because it's about the same size. That's not too bad, though. I guess you need to move the Game Boys back here, though. Yeah, I got all the Game Boys. PSP. So here's all the, if you want to see the evolution of Game Boys. So there's Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, and Game Boy 2D. Oh, wonderful. This is why I like this stuff. This makes me feel great. Like, this is how I feel like a kid again. All the toys that I used to have, I try to collect again. My Coke machine downstairs, you've seen that. Hello, Sam. How are you, sir? How are you, sir? Hopefully you're having a good day today. I'm just kind of rearranging my games toys back here. We talk some 80s stuff, 90s stuff. When we were kids stuff. Look at that. That looks great. And then I put this with the PlayStation. This can go into there. I like that I'm putting... See, for those who don't know, these are the 3 models of Genesis. I've got all 3 models as well. So here's the original Nintendo Genesis, or for our friends in the UK, you guys would call it the Master System. And then here's the 2 model, which is much smaller. And then this was a 3rd model that they released. It's much rarer now to try to find these. And these are the 3 models of the Sega Genesis. So there you go. Now, one of these is Brad. I have one for Brad I put aside just for him. So he's got his own 3 model. No 32X. Unfortunately, not yet. It's my next system to get because I do have, speaking of which, I bought a 32X. Yeah. When I was a kid, I bought it brand new for $19 $19 at Toys R Us, and I got Doom 32X. So trust me, I'm working on getting a 32X so I can play my Doom again because Doom 32X was beast mode. Yeah. For those who want a really awesome game, if you were into it, you were 21 in the 80s. I was born in 85. Starflight was a great game for Sega. If you want an in-depth game that has a lot of stuff to do, huge maps to explore, kind of like a No Man's Sky, but on Sega, and probably a little more fun to play, Starflight would be your game. Of course, I do have Star Trek, which is damn near impossible to play. It's hard as hell. Lion King. Bam. The Circle of Life. Let's see, what else? I've got the Genesis 6-pack. So there's 6 games in one. It's a Sonic, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Revenge of the Shinobi, Columns, and Hang On. So it was 6 games in one right there. So that's cool. For those who remember Vector Man, I've got Vector Man and Vector Man 2. You have to have Vector Man 2. You were born in 82? Oh, okay, Joe. So you're just a little older than me. One of my favorite games of all time, Toy Story. Toy Story. You were baby PlayStation and Sega? Well, I got that covered too. I got the Segas. All of the Segas. In fact, see, my whole goal is eventually to call it the Ultimate Sega Stack. So I want, here's what it's going to look like, guys. Let me show you the Ultimate Sega Stack when it's done. It's going to be this unit. I want the 32X on top of it. From there, we're going to take the Sega Game Genie. We're going to hook that into, sorry. Hello, Yard Hero. So we're going to take the Game Genie into the Sega Genesis with the 32X. The Game Genie will go into the 32X. Okay. On top of that, we will then take Sonic and Knuckles out of the box. On top of our Game Genie, which eventually will have the 32X, we will click in Sonic and Knuckles. On top of that, we will then open up and attach to it Sonic 2, which will then click onto that. We will then have the Ultimate Sega Game Stack, which will be eventually a Sega CD with a Sega Genesis with a 32X with the Game Genie hooked into Sonic and Knuckles, hooked into Sonic 2, and it will work. I just think that looks hilarious. But this is the actual system you can play. Yep, right. So it's going to be fun to actually see all of that working all in one. But I've been working slowly at making that happen. Which I love my copy of Sonic 2 because I still have the book with it. And I've also got the original poster that came with it. So for those who don't remember, we'll open it up and see what did it come with. You guys are going to love this. It's a huge blast from the past. Jurassic Park! Look at that, guys. Isn't that cool? You were a kid and you got this poster you put up in your room. And then it's got, welcome to the next level. And here was the different systems you could get everything for. Now, I have found one of these TV tuners to go with your Game Gear so you could watch TV. But unfortunately, nobody uses that type of signal anymore. So they're absolutely worthless. But there was all the games that were coming out for Game Gear, Genesis, and Sega CD. So there you go. Little Jurassic Park for you guys. So I hang on to that one because you probably aren't going to see this poster very much anymore because they're just so rare to get a hold of. So there you go. That's going to be fun. I got to clean everything up now. Put everything back in their boxes. There's some games I have just, I don't even know why. Like I got Sonic on Dreamcast. It's the only Dreamcast game I have. I did hear they're coming out with Jurassic World 2. This is for Brad. I've been trying to get to work and clean it up. It's Mickey Mouse's House of Illusion. Brad was telling me he remembered playing this game and he wanted it, so I've been hanging on to it for him. I haven't been able to get it to work though, so I'm going to have to take it apart and clean it and then see if I can get it to work for him. I've been working on it, trying to it's just one of my things I work on. I wanted Brad to have a little bit of retro gaming, so I've been building him up a little collection as well so that when I see him, he'll have a little bit to take home with him. I've got the Game Shark as well for the Dreamcast. I've got to get a hold of the CD though, but I think I can go online and probably just download one. The Game Shark for the PlayStation, the original Game Shark for the PlayStation. What's another junk? Bunch of Game Boy games. I've got tons of Game Boy games. In fact, here, we'll pull out some Game Boy games. This is just some, because I'm not gonna pull them all out, but I've got a stack of Game Boy games. Final Fantasy Legend, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Bugs Bunny, Beauty and the Beast for Eevee, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen for Eevee, A Bug's Life. Eevee collects the Mary-Kate and Ashley stuff, so that's why there's going to be a lot of this. More Mary-Kate and Ashley for Eevee, Castlevania, Earthworm Jim, The Muppets just because I like them, something Disney Eevee got, Shrek, more Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, and Mega Man. And there's some more in there as well. I've got a Legend of Zelda. Oh, wait, there's a whole nother stack. So, oh, well, I guess we're going to keep going. I didn't realize there was that many more. No point in shorting yourselves out at the end now. Okay, so we've got Donkey Kong Land. I've got this watch gallery game. I don't know. Just wanted to check it out. Rugrats, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the original Donkey Kong, Mortal Kombat, which is useless to play, Animaniacs, and Kirby. There's some more somewhere. Oh, yeah, and I got Pokemon Blue and the Nintendo 64 adapter so that you can play it on there. But it would also work with the Super Game Boy, so you could just play it on your Game Boy. Or your Game Boy on the Super Nintendo. So that would go right in there, and then you can play your Game Boy games. But this will only work with these style of Pokemon games. And then you have to have Pokemon... Let's see, where is it? No, that's Pilot Wings. Hockey for set. Pokemon, no. Well, that's Pokemon Snap. You gotta have, and Pokemon Snap should be with Pokemon. There it is. And there's Pokemon Stadium that you can use this with this to play this. So there you go. Oh, wow, do you? You've got the Atari? I've got the Atari 2600 right there. I think Atari was a great system. The first Mario, yeah, it was called Mario Brothers, not Super Mario Brothers, and it was the tunnel one. That was a great game. So I keep these together just for space. And then there's more games. Every game I've got systems for. I've got the, what is this? More. These are DS games. I've got a memory card for the Nintendo 64. I've got, this is the old jumper pack. So in my Nintendo 64, I've got the upgraded jumper pack for better RAM. But I kept the original one just so that I always can have one. But I've got a spare Nintendo 64 over there, as well as a spare PlayStation 2 and a spare PlayStation. And then I've got a GameCube in pieces that I need to put back together and fix. The CD spin went out, so I got to get a new. I try to find broken ones and put them back together, and then I can fix them and sell them and buy more stuff. That's how I got a lot of this stuff too, was I just took a few months of selling and trading until I got what I wanted, and then I kind of was like, okay, I'm done. And then I stopped doing that. I was selling a lot of stuff too, guys. Like when I first got Christmas time is a good time to sell retro gaming stuff. If you get into it around the holidays, start buying up old retro gaming stuff or cases of stuff that people are selling, and then flip it right after the holidays. You can make some good money doing that, and that's what I did. Or just before the holidays works too. The holidays times is a good time to make money for anything. So I went on doing that to make some extra, because I wanted all this retro gaming stuff, but I was like, I know how expensive this stuff is, and I wasn't going to pay for it. So I just worked it off. I'd rather turn my labor into what I want than if I want something extra, I do extra for it. And that's how I get all my extras. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. I got to meet a lot of really nice people. There was one guy, I told him, I was like, I can bring all my entire stock to your house, and we can go through it, and you can buy whatever you would like from me. And I showed up with probably a duffel bag, a giant duffel bag full of stuff. And we just went, he had this really nice game room, and he was a huge collector. So he went through and he bought a ton of stuff from me. I think he spent like $300 right there on the scene. Of course, I think the stuff that I bought was all of probably like I don't know. I'd probably spend $100 to buy up all this stuff that I had been buying and training. I sold him $300 worth of stuff and still left with half a backpack full of stuff. I wound up selling a lot of that stuff off, and then I took the money I made with that and I bought more stuff, and then I made a little more money, and then I went out and specifically got the stuff I wanted, or when I would buy in bulk stuff and I would sell off the rest, whatever was left, or the stuff I wanted to keep for me, I would keep and then just sell the rest. And that's how I probably only got a couple $100 invested in all of this gaming system, my games, $100 out of pocket. There's some stuff I just was like, I have to have that. So I bought it. But most of it was just 3 or 4 months of work, and I got all this stuff. And I got my childhood back for just a little bit of work. And I was sad that I realized that I let a lot of this stuff go. And now that I think about it, I would never do that again. I would never let this stuff go again. Because this is what I grew up on. These video games weren't just like, it's not just the video games. And I don't even play this stuff. I don't play this stuff. I just like having it. Yep. I just like having it because I remember having it. It was my stuff. And I think that comes from a military lifestyle because I moved around so much. There was always stuff lost in moves. So as a kid, I was always just losing stuff, you know, and then moved around a lot, losing stuff all the time, trading stuff, selling stuff. Don't have room for this. Don't have room for that. So, yeah. Brad bought me this. This was really nice. Brad sent it to me. It's the PlayStation Tomb Raider 2 re-release by this company called Eodus. They bought up old licensing and re-released the games. Problem is, though, is it won't play on the PlayStation. It only gives me the audio track. But if I put it on PlayStation 2, it works just fine. So, yeah. See, I don't like emulators, though. It's just not the same. Emulators aren't the same. I love the old systems, the sounds. All right, listen, though. If I was to fire up this PlayStation and you hear that opening sound, that... As soon as you hear that, you're like, oh, it's satisfying. It's not the same as an emulator. Hold on. Look, Area 51, and I've got the blaster. The blaster is right over there, so you could pew-pew. Area 51, the arcade game. I'm trying to find the cool games. Final Fantasy VII. And I have 2 copies of Final Fantasy VII because damn if something is going to happen to a disc. I love Final Fantasy VII. And then, of course, I've got Final Fantasy VIII, which was a great one. You grew up climbing trees? So did I. Don't get me wrong. I grew up playing outdoors and climbing trees and doing all kinds of run-around kid stuff. Had my forts out in the woods and all that. Don't get me wrong. But video games were also part of growing up in my generation. And so, yeah, video games were something we used to talk about while we played games. Do the PS1 sound again? Trust me, that's exactly what it sounds like. Hold on, you know what? You guys want to hear it? You want to hear it? Let's see. I think I got the power cable and I got a TV I can hook this to real quick. Hold on. Here's the PlayStation 2 sound. Yep, here's the power cable. Where's the cable for this? Dang it, you guys are going to make me go through. Nope. I'm not going through all this stuff to hook up just to make the sound. I'll do it for you. I'll find it for you guys again. Actually, that slides in there pretty nicely, just like that. And I can put the PlayStation 2, PlayStation right there. It looks nice right there. Move all the Segas out of the way. So many Sega. Excuse me, Sega. Sega! Like, for instance, when I'll tell you this, here's my brother and I, we would always do this around, make the sound better. That's the best I can do. When Sega came out, we had just moved to Tennessee. My dad had to go to Korea for the Army, and we went to Fort Campbell. And so I didn't see my dad for like 1.5 years. And that first year, my mom wanted to get us something special, and my uncle was coming to visit us. Do it, absolutely. Check it out on YouTube, the original PlayStation sound. And my brother and I would always do this every year. Is we didn't want little stuff. We would ask for something big together so we knew we could get something we really wanted. And we both asked for Sega. And my mom was like, if that's what you boys both want, I'll get it for you. And like, that's what we want. So she got us the Sega. And my brother and I spent a lot of time hanging out. I was really close with my brother. So when we did stuff, we always did it together. Wherever we went, we hung out together, played games. It's two girl, it's yo girl, the Golden Freddy Nation. Hello, hello. Sega versus Nintendo. Oh, see, that's a tough call. I would have to go Nintendo, but I do love Sega. Sega was very awesome. Don't get me wrong. Not a lot. We're just hanging out talking. Oh, boy. Tom's going to get a surprise. Whoosh, ding, 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 ding. There you go. That sound is so satisfying. You have no idea. But I love the games. Here's a Sega CD game. I've got it's the original, the Batman and Robin the cartoon with the Joker, who was voiced by Mark Hamill, which I found out. Hello, Batman. Happy to have you stopping by. Oh, hey, Batsy. If you guys remember that, that was Michael. Not Michael. That was Luke Skywalker. What was his name? Oh my gosh, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill did the voice of this Joker. Right there. That was Mark Hamill. So that was Luke Skywalker. Spyro. I remember Spyro. My brother loved Spyro. I think I still have it. So I found his old CD wallet about a few months ago. So I still found all my old games. Twisted Metal. These are like literally his games. Parasite Eve. Jedi Power Battles. Resident Evil. I added some here. I had SingStar in Iraq because I thought it was fun. Xenogears. Jet Moto, Dino Crisis, Siphon Filter, and then some PlayStation games. Lara Croft. Like I said, Brad bought me a copy of Tomb Raider. So this is a remake copy of Tomb Raider by a company who bought up old PlayStation licensings and re-released games. So I do have a copy of Tomb Raider. Again, though, I don't play any of these. Or very little. I do have the capture card, so I wanted to start doing some of that. But for that, I wanted to play the best Super Nintendo game ever, Zelda, A Link to the Past. So there you go. That sucks. This was a great Zelda game. Great Zelda game. And then I haven't played it yet, but I just thought it was cool because I like Pink Panther. And this Pink Panther Goes to Hollywood. We got it at the game store. How about this, though? I do have it, even though I can't play it. It's Donkey Kong by Coleco on Intellivision. So here's an Intellivision game. There you go. And like I said, you guys saw the Donkey Kong version. So there's Atari's version. And there's Coleco's version, Intellivision's version. But I think it's interesting. The reason I like these games, and here's why. And it has nothing to do with the games. It has to do with, I think, what it would take to license this kind of stuff nowadays like this. Think about this. This is a Nintendo game licensed to Atari by Coleco. This is 3 video game companies working together. This is an Atari game, a Nintendo game licensed to Coleco on Intellivision. So it's just so interesting. Just interesting, that's all. Oh, this is a good one, too. Revenge of the Beefsteak Tomatoes. Which makes me a little nervous because someone opened the screw, so I'm actually nervous that maybe they just cleaned it, or if they switched it out and put something stupid like Defender in there. That would suck. And there's baseball. Someone was talking about baseball. I got baseball. Again, I don't play a whole lot of these. Sometimes when friends come over, we'll come up here and we'll get into some. Bye, Golden. Oh, bye, Golden. Yep, bye. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you coming in. Have a good day. You know, sometimes friends will stop by and they're like, can we play? I'm like, yeah, if you want to go up there, we'll hook a system up. But for the most part, just like having it, collecting it, keeping it on hand. All my cool stuff. My games. Big part of life. But then, like, let's see. What else? Some of the other stuff I've got over here. All right, here's a book I've got that's really old. It's called The Grand Canary, and it's when was it released? Hold on. Let's open this up very carefully. January, copyright 1933. So 1933. So I keep that on hand. Here's something interesting, though. If you guys really want to see something cool. Let's see, where is it? Let's see. Where did that go? One second, guys. We've done this before. This isn't anything super new. Uh-oh. Oh, these are great. You guys will get a kick out of these. Okay, so Uncle Sean went down to Columbia. And I don't mean Columbia, South Carolina. I mean Columbia, South America. And I told him, I said, when you're down there, pick up something for me. Buy me a souvenir. And he was like, okay, well, what do you want? And I was like, get me something funny. I like things that are funny. So Uncle Sean, seeing these items right away, knew it was for me. So he got me a creamer and sugar bowl. So the sugar bowl is the sugar bowl. On the other side, there's the sugar bowl. How awesome is that? And for your creamer, so there's the creamer. So I thought those were hilarious. Sid's probably going to bust up laughing any moment here because I expected him to. I thought Sid would like those. Kids don't look. It's just a creamer. Here, is that more appeasing? That's funny. That's good stuff. For those who remember Surge back in the day, I got a can of Surge. Gotta have some Surge in your life. Let's see. So yeah. Hold on, I want to find this one. This is now gonna like annoy me that I can't find it. Maybe Evie moved it. I'll have to go back and ask her to where she put that. Because I thought they were in here. I was sure they were. Oh well. We'll have to find it another time, I guess. I don't know what happened to it. Now it's like annoying me. Oh, and these are the comic books. I guess if we want to get into some 80s and 90s. I got a big collection of some old comic books that I came across. Again, I bought a bunch of comic books up really cheap, and then I sold like 15 of them, 20 of them, and paid for the whole stack. So I've got all these old comic books. Like comic books from the night. What year is this one? Kind of Iron Man from 1989. Never been opened. So let's open it. There we go. Comic book. I like the ads in here because those are what's funny and cool. Oh, Metal Gear. Games for Metal Gear. I was like, well, they're selling a rocket launcher for real? Oh, that's cool. Uh-oh. Nintendo. So all kinds of cool stuff like that. Old Iron Man comic. How about that? What else we got in here? I don't know that one. Let's see. Do you guys recognize any of these? The Marvel 25th anniversary 1986. There's a Captain, or whatever that mystical guy's name is. There's Iron Man and Hawkeye. Yeah, this is Marvel 86. X-Force, because I heard that's getting ready to actually come out soon. So there's some X-Force comics. What year is this one? 92. 92. A little Battlestar Galactica one. That looks kind of cool. A little Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, nice artwork. Let's see, which one's this one? Joe Psycho. Okay. I don't know anything about Joe Psycho comic books. Maybe you do. Let's see, what's this one? This looks colorful. Blood Syndicate by DC Comics. You want a rocket launcher? I bet you do. Oh, here we go. What's this one? Nick Shield. Some Nick Shield comics. Just a relaxing vacation in Scotland. So he's in Scotland, and apparently it's not a very relaxing vacation. What year is this one? 1990. 1990. I don't know much about a lot of these comics. Let's see if there's anything even I recognize. What's this one? All-Star Squadron. 1985. Cool stuff. Really? Well, very nice. What's this one we pulled out? Oh, She-Hulk. And she's a lawyer. And that looks like Howard the Duck at the bottom, but I can't be sure. Right? Oh, best movie ever. Lost Boys. Thou shalt not cry. That's awesome. I don't know. This one looks really cool. It's called Shadow 3. It's kind of got this like metal Wolverine looking dude. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. I don't know. I don't care much very much. Now, this one's interesting because this is a Topps comic. And it's a deluxe kit. Collect one of one, collect them all. So this was a limited series by Topps. And I guess I don't know what makes it deluxe. Let's open it. It looks like it's been torn a little, so it doesn't really matter. What makes this deluxe? Oh, look at this. It's double sealed. Double sealed. So this one's never been touched. And look, oh, it comes with a card here in the back. Signed by Jack Kirby. Guest stars Eric Larson's The Savage Dragon. You can get a Kirby Chrome edition of Secret City Saga Zero. Details inside. So there you go. So that card, there's a Topps trading card. So this thing is double sealed. So I was only going to open about that. So I'm not going to open up this one. I don't care. Comic books mean nothing to me. But this one was double sealed, so there's not a whole lot I can do. I'm not going to break the double seal. You know, because clearly this one might be a little more valuable. Maybe I get something out of that. Who knows? Now, this one was interesting that I saw. It was a very older one. 1986, Birth of a Hero. Kickers. Anybody know about this one? Anybody know about this one? Whew, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think the 64-bit era was pretty cool. Here's a Oh, Mortiari, excuse me, Mortiari, I think is what it was. Yeah. He fought with Batman a lot, I thought. All right, let's just get one to open. We got to have a superhero we recognize so that it makes... This one's cool. All new in color. Axa, something like that. So I guess they finally started animating her in color. So what year was this? I don't see. It's by Eclipse Comics. Let's open it. This one looks cool. Ooh, nice and crisp. So let's see. We got a year on here anywhere? Not that I can see. Okay, so she's some kind of superhero Amazon lady. Ooh, she's running around. Or running around a bit. There you go. In color. So there you go. I can't find a year on it. You guys saw my Coke machine downstairs in the basement. We already showed that off. Here's some Marvel Comics. Who are these guys? 30th anniversary, 1992, The Amazing Spider-Man. I think I had these in a series. I've kept a lot of those together. I've almost got the complete series on that one. I don't know why or what it's about, but I've got it. Some of these I got because I just like the artwork. I just like this one, like Cool World. Who remembers Cool World? I just like Cool World. Cool World was cool. With Brad Pitt was in Cool World. It was a good movie. I like that movie. I believe that was Kim Basinger as well. Some DC Comics. What's this one? This one looks double sealed as well. Yeah, this one's never been opened before. No, it's not double sealed. Super. We own the streets this summer, Capcom. That's cool looking. Let's open this bad boy up and take a look. Make plans for a heart attack. Okay, some kind of... Oh, the pages feel so nice. Like 1994. Okay, so this was a 94 comic. Cool. Just cool looking at all the old ads and stuff. I like seeing the old ads. How does it smell? Oh. Ooh, it's got that fresh paper smell to it. That fresh paper comic book smell, and it's got that like almost powdery feel on top of it. Oh, it feels like, 17, 18, 20 years of time just sitting in a nice plastic bag. You know what I'm talking about for those. What's up, Supreme Rec? How are you? I'm just opening up some old comic books. Let's see. Let's check. Look at this one. This one's got really pretty artwork on the cover. So let's open it in a second. So what do you think about that one? Look at that. That's cool, man. All right, let's open it. Yeah, this one's look, the seal's never been broken on this one ever. Oh yeah. Oops, I just tore the bag. Uh-oh. It's not dude, the tape, like, I don't know, there's that many years of sitting. Just passed. Oh, let's see, let's open it up. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, it smells so good. What year? 93, 1993. Uh-huh. Okay. Something, I don't know. Oh, the paper feels so... Hear that? Oh, that's satisfying. Here, there you go. You guys can enjoy some. Yes, Braden, I know Jackson. Oh, nice and crisp. Jackson is my cousin, technically. Evie is his aunt, and I'm married to Evie. Oh, nice and crisp. Look at all the pretty colors too. All the pretty colors. There we go. Put that one back. I like that one. Oh, that crisp sound of paper. Beep, boop. Oh, okay. I've seen this one a million times and I've never touched it and opened it. Let's do it. So this is Survivors, a different kind of team book. I don't know about that. A little provocative there, huh? Power Supreme. All right, let's open it up. Ooh. Well, look at that. Supreme Crones of Darla original artwork. So if you wanted to order some of the artist's original artwork, that's actually really nice. Really interesting stuff. By Steve Voren. This is 1986. Excuse me, December 1987. Wow. There's letters to the fans, and it's all been... Oh, there's that crisp paper. This is that crisp paper sound. No color. No color. Oh, this one has that really nice paper smell, that fresh paper smell. The ink, like you can still smell the ink. I don't care. These are all paid for, so I don't care. If I get a penny for each of them, that's okay. I don't care about that. I just like the smell. I like the comics. Like this one here's a comic features. This one's already been opened. I don't know what it is, but it's got this comic in it. And it's got a bunch of articles and things you can read about and what's going on in the story. Very big comic book. Let's get to the front. Now here's one. Here's an older one. This one's really old. I've opened it a couple times. This is 1984. And it's called Alpha Flight. The special double-sized issue of Alpha Flight. And it's got some Atari game advertisements on the back. Some Popeye and Frogger and Cubert. What's this an advertise for? Oh, crank up the power with Huffy. So you could get yourself a Huffy bike. Right there. Look at that. Crank up the power with Huffy. That was awesome. You were born, so this comic's as old as you. You guys can go share a drink together. X-Force. More X-Force. The final chapter. Now, see, someone at one point was selling this comic for $4. $4, and I think I got it for like 5 cents. But it's 1992. 1992. This one's never been opened at all. Part 4 of the X-Force. Yeah, this one's never been opened. Did we open it? No, we'll wait on that one. What's this one? Oh, the Young All-Stars. DC format 1987. UK 50p. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. But here's this one, though. I don't know what this one is. It's Lords of Atlantis by DC Comics. I can't read exactly the full name because it's covered, and it's a weird name. This one's never been opened either. Damn it. Back to that difficult tape. There we go. Oh, whoa, okay. Oh, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons on Intellivision. Look at that. Holy crap, we pulled a good one. This is Arion, Lords of Atlantis. Number 11 in September 11th. 19, doesn't say. See if we can get a year on here. 1983. Here, look, there's an ad for Burger Time. Burger Time on Atari. How about that? Oh, hold on, guys. I just saw this. Superman 3 movie sweepstakes inside. We could win a chance to go see Superman 3. Let's find the details. Oh, here it is right here. So, Superman 3, and you may win an Atari 5200 system. Or first prize, second prize gets the comic book, and then third gets that, fourth, and then 105th prizes. So this was a contest you could enter for Superman 3 on the Atari 7600, and then you could win all this stuff for the movie, the release of Superman 3. So how about that? Oh, what's this right here? Use video game cartridges, savings up to 75%. We buy, sell, send self-addressed stamp, price envelope for our free price list, blah, blah, blah. Bodybuilding stuff. Bill Cosby says, if you can't send you, send money. American Red Cross. That's a bit of hot water right now for Mr. Bill Cosby. Ugly blackheads out in seconds. Keep your conflicts to look instantly. This little vacuum text thing sucks out the blackheads. Muscles in 7 days. This is cool. Oh, what's this? Space shuttle photos. That's funny. These are great. These are great. Let's enter. Should we do it? Maybe we'll do that one day. Maybe we'll fill it out and send in and be like, did I win? This is fun, guys. This is a lot of fun. Opening comics and making nerds cry if they tune in. What's this? Oh, look. Did you guys know that Marvel made a Barbie comic? Barbie comic. Let's open this one and take a look. Still good. Oh, wow. Ooh. Look at that. Stuff for X-Men. Listen to the texture. Still so nice. X-Men Mutant Gear. Okay. So if you want to buy some clothes, look hip and cool. Pizza Hut rewards. What year was this? I don't know. Anything on the inside? 93-ish. Oh, Barbie, you're so wily. Captain Crunch. Look at the cool Captain Crunch ad. That's awesome. What does he say? Just can't get that crunch out of your head. Well, I had to read it backwards in the screen. Not too bad. That's so cool. Hooray, football. Let's go get them. Fumble. Oh, no. Barbie. Nice. This is great. Barbie's in Justice League. Yeah. With that kind of a waistline, that's definitely a superpower. I almost do want to take this one out of its second wrapping, but I shall not. There's a Dazzler comic. If you guys remember Dazzler from Marvel. Let's open this one up. Let's see a little bit of Dazzler. Now, what's interesting about this one is I got a misprint. Yeah, I got a misprint, guys. They didn't fold it right from the... they didn't fold this one specifically right from the factory, and it wrapped around. And they put the staple in the wrong place. So this is a misprint copy. It was cut wrong. So this one's probably worth a little bit more. See how it's not lined up correctly on the side? It's supposed to be flush with this line, and they didn't. So this one I'm actually going to go ahead and put back. Because it looks like they overcut the paper by quite a lot. So the issue is not quite right. See how, like, when you take other comic books, for instance, let's get another Marvel. This is another Marvel comic. See how they got the staples? It's a nice solid line down with the staples here. And they line up on the sides. This one has got the staples right here. And there's still more paper. And the ad from the back wrapped around. The machine didn't fold it correctly at all. And the paper was cut wrong. So that one might be worth a little bit more. I'm going to put that one to the front. And what about this one? What year? Here's an 85. Here's a nice 1985 comic book called Squadward Supreme. 7 and a 12 issue. For the love of Power Princess, you must die. Says our hero. Let's open it up. Okay, so the back is just an advertisement for some comics that are coming. And let's see, we've got, each poster. Look at these terrible posters. And this knockoff Batman over there. I got Captain America's here, so he's doing some stuff, some work. Nestle Quicks with Transformers. Ooh, there's a contest we can enter. Win a complete set of GoBots. Oh my gosh, it's not Transformers. They are the GoBots. Look, it's the GoBots. Quick, Nestle Quick and GoBots. That's awesome. Oh, it's got that great paper smell. Cap's going to start in a Broadway show, and maybe you can star with him. If you're a girl between the ages of 10 and 14 who can sing, dance, and act up a storm, you might just be the person Cap's looking for. He needs a bundle of talent to play his very special friend in Captain America, a musical spectacular due to hit Broadway next spring. Interested? Then send a photo and background info to Linda Watson of New York. And you can be on a Broadway show. Too bad we're just not a girl between the ages of 10 and 14. Oh, more of these ads for buy stuff. These are great. Like the want ads of the page. No ripoff. GI ID tags. Just like soldiers wear. Guarantee you'll love them. We'll print what you want on the tag. 6 lines of 16 spaces. Each tag can be different. Special 2 tags and neck chain, $4.95. The PS4 get 3 for only $1.50. So they're selling old army crap to people. Miniature badges, except replicas of full-size police badges. Golden and nickel-plated labels. LAPD, Dallas, Texas, Honolulu, over 200 more. Only $5 each plus $1 for shipping and handling. Wow. Done muscles in 7 days. This is great stuff, guys. All right, we're done playing with the comic books. I think we played with the comic books enough. We made enough nerds cry. We show them all this old, awesome retro stuff, then we start ripping open old comics. Why would you do that? Don't you know about the thumbprints? Oh, God, this is the value. Don't do it. Please, please. Maybe I'll just throw one in the fireplace just to watch everyone get upset. I've got a really cool Wolverine poster. Hold on. You guys, I don't know if the sun's going to mess it up, but if you look over there, I got that really cool Wolverine poster on the wall. That one's pretty awesome. There's some toys of mine. I've got Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I've got Angel. Got to have Buffy and Angel. Yeah. Right, they're going to triangulate my position and save all this stuff from this wretched guy who's just burning stuff. He's opening comic books from the 80s and with no regard. He didn't even wear styrofoam-free gloves with no powder. Just putting his face right into it and smelling. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Thor is flipping in his grave. I don't think Thor's dead, but if he was, he'd be dying. So that was fun. Not next to the sun. What? What's not next to the sun? Poster? That's just that's got a back cover to it, so no direct sunlight to it. No, those are hung up by a wall. There's no direct sunlight hitting any of these toys. None. It's good though. It's good. Excuse me. You saw nothing. Nothing. Okay. This has been a little fun stroll into the 80s, haven't I? I think we covered some really cool stuff there. And some Simpsons toys, some Batman toys. I got the Harry Potter toys. I got the Scrooge McDuck and Gizmo Duck toy, which is really cool. Some old race car toys. I've got more stuff in these closets over here, too. More old stuff in the closets. Back over there, there's 2 closets. So that's over there. And this room is just for collectibles or all-purpose room for move the couch over, put the bed down. Guests can stay over, and who doesn't want to stay in a room full of video games? It's awesome. This is like an awesome place to hang out. I love coming here. Soon enough, Sid. We've got Tom hanging. We've got enough people chilling. Moderators, I'll give them out eventually. I don't see it as a need. If it ever comes where we get a ton of trolls in here, I'll mod the entire lobby if we can block people. So no problem. Don't expect, and it will happen eventually, Sid, where I just won't have a moderator available, and you might be the one around, and I'll throw it to you because I'm out of necessity. All right, Tom can go live again. Well, I'll tell you guys what, we had a fun time hanging out here. We're coming up, I was going to do 2 hours. We're coming up on an hour and a half. We can go ahead and cut it there so we can go hang out and see other people and Tom and stuff like that. So I know you guys want to go live, and I don't want to take up all the time today. So we'll go ahead and get ready to cut it here in just a couple minutes. And I appreciate everybody who was hanging out. We got 41 big thumbs up. So I appreciate it. That's good stuff. So, yeah, I tell you what, Tom is going to go live. I'm going to go ahead and end my stream so we can go hang out with him. And I wouldn't want to miss that for the world. So, guys, thank you so much for everybody coming over, hanging out, checking out. As we were talking about some 80s stuff, we checked out some of the old retro game systems again. We played with some comic books. We looked at some toys. We had some fun times. So, I appreciate everybody who was coming over. Hopefully, we brought back a little bit of that kid in you, and you saw something that you remembered from your childhood, and it just brought a smile to your face, because that's the ultimate goal. So thank you so much to everybody who stopped by. And I appreciate you guys wasting some of your life with me. We'll see you in the next one. You guys take it easy.